Okay, everyone. Well, welcome to our watercolor throwback and special announcement. So for those of you who don't know and are new to art impressions or new to throwbacks, we do throwbacks once every, at the first Tuesday of the month, and it is a throwback of a discontinued stamp set, primarily watercolor, and actually all watercolor this year. In the future, who knows? We might change it up a little bit, but for right now, it is watercolor first Tuesday of the month, and you get 3 days to get it, and then it's gone forever. So
and this is the last time, the very last time that we have it.
Oh yeah. Not the throwback, the stamp set.
The stamp set.
If you don't get it this time, it will be gone forever.
Yes.
So you cannot get it again. Okay.
Yes.
I was like, I guess we're.
So I just threw her for a loop on that one. And it's because these retired sets have been, you guys have requested them, and some of them have been gone for years. And so because you requested them, we brought them back, and we call them throwbacks. So we bring back one a month. But really, they are gone after this. Like, they really are gone after this.
Yes, they are. So I'm going to announce the throwback, and then she's going to talk to you about the special announcement. Okay, so we'll get the throwback out of the way. So this is going to be Easy Project C, and it is so super cute. You've got this little archway here, the wrought iron fence, a little covered bridge, and then a flower and two foliages. You've got the vine and the grass here, which is so cute. And I want to show you also, when you buy this stamp set, you get the exclusive column to go with it, okay? And this is really nice because it works really well with the archway. And they're both really classical looking. They're gorgeous. And so when you buy the stamp set, you automatically get the exclusive. So you do not have to request the exclusive in your order. And I want to mention, there's no booklet with this one, but you get instructions on the back. Okay, so on the back of the packaging, you will get the instructions on how to make this. And it's such a great set. And for those of you who have been around for a while, you've seen us release the Easy Project A, Easy Project B, and then this is the Easy Project C, okay? So this is really awesome. You can get it until Thursday at 11:59 p.m. PST, and then it's gone, okay? So if you want it, definitely artimpressions.com. It's available right now.
Yes, and I will be doing a demo immediately after this announcement. I will be doing a demo of that project, so I'll show you how to put it together. But it is, it's a really easy project. I remember when I released it years and years ago. I just really like the look of the columns and, you know, the foliage and everything growing up. And looking at the illustration on the front, like we all change and our styles change over the years. You know, I've really seen it in Kendra, and I see it in a lot of you too that have been doing this technique, and me too. My style has really changed, you know, from the years ago when I did this little project. So I think that's really fun. I think that's a really fun thing about this art is that you continue to grow and you continue to change and you continue to mature as an artist, you know, with this technique.
Yes.
So, okay, let's go on to the next.
Can I really quick make it just a quick announcement? For those of you who have this set, as always, if you've already have this set and you don't have the exclusive, in your next order, put it in the notes section that you need the exclusive. Now, it's only available the 3 days. So you have to put in an order within the 3 days to get the exclusive. You can't put in an order in 2 weeks and be like, I already have Easy Project C, I need to get the exclusive. You've got to put in an order in 3 days to get the exclusive, okay? So you can get it if you have this set already, okay? Just as an FYI. Okay, now we can move on.
Yes, that's a really good point. I forgot about that too. And yes, we do want to make that exclusive available to you if you've already bought this set, you know, years ago and still have it. All you have to do is just say, I own it. And then you don't have to do it, you know, within the next 3 days. Okay, so the next one is the release of the 2021 exclusive set. Now, for those of you who don't know what this is, let me just tell you a little bit. So a few years ago, we started doing retail shows on the road. And we did the tour with Expo, Stamp and Scrapbook Expo is what it's called now, CKC, we did those. We did several classes kind of around the country. And as a thank you for taking that class, we gave everyone in the class an exclusive stamp set. And they were never for sale. You could not buy them. You only could get them in the class. Well, then, COVID hit and the shows came to a grinding halt, and we found that people were really missing those sets because they were collecting them. And some people took the classes year after year. Kendra taught many of those classes, thousands of people across the country. We were on the road a lot. We taught, sometimes we had, I think one year we had 29 or 30 shows, or maybe it was more than that.
Oh, it was like a lot. I think it was
a lot.
Like 45
Maybe
shows.
It was. It was a lot of shows, and we were on the road a lot, and we taught a lot of classes, and so we had a lot of students that collected these exclusive sets, and because they weren't for sale, it was a special thank you from us for taking the time to go to the class, pay the money for the class, and supporting us. So it was our thank you. And that's why they were just a gift. They were never for sale. So last year, because we were not on the road, we made an exclusive set available for sale for those people who collected it or maybe just wanted it and could not take a class. And again, I'm doing it this year too, just because this will be the 6th one. So there are 5 out there. There are 5 exclusive stamp sets out there. This will be number 6. And I'm going to do a demo on this tomorrow for my Wednesday Live. So I will show you how to put this set together tomorrow morning on my Wednesday Live. So be sure to check that out. So I'm going to show you just now. Here is the packaging for it. And you can see what you get. You get this little pole with the little pots in it. The little doves come with it. And you can see there are 3 doves kind of at the bottom here. Does that look blurry? Or maybe I just hold it straight.
Yeah.
You can see the doves at the bottom, and then you can use them individually. I've put one up there on top of the post. So this is a really fun, and I try to make these exclusives, simple enough that a beginner could do. So if you've never done any watercolor, you can totally do a set like this. This is a very basic set and still really fun and really versatile to use. So right now, they are both available on our website.
Now, you should mention if they don't get them in the 3 days.
3 days also. Yes, 3 days. These are available for 3 days only, and then they are gone because the whole concept was that they were a free gift and they went with the classes. So they are available to you if you would like to buy it. It is available, but only 3 days. So starting today, right now, and I think Joel has just turned it onto our website, so you can go there and purchase the Throwback and the exclusive set right now, and they will be available until Thursday at midnight.
Same
Pacific time.
Yep. So I saw a couple questions of people wondering if they could get the previous exclusives, and you cannot. Those are gone.
They're gone at the end of the year.
Yep. So we break the molds to never be able to make them again. So your best shot is to try to look online and see if somebody's selling one. We do not offer these. That's what's so special about them is because they're exclusives and you can only get them, at certain times of the year. Obviously we don't have classes right now, so we're offering them, on our website for 3 days, and this is your chance. So, if you want the exclusive, definitely go online and put it in your cart and get it, because after this 3 days, it will not be available again.
It'll be gone. That is for sure. And when we say that, we really take that seriously. When we tell you we're giving you an exclusive, just like the exclusive that goes with the Throwback, it really is an exclusive, and it's only for this time. And it's what makes it special is that it's just for you and it's just for this time only. And we want you to have it as a special gift. So we really mean that. These things really will be gone, after 3 days, but they are available to you right now.
Yes.
You can just race over there and get it.
Is there a limit on how many they can buy?
There's no limit. Well, let's see.
Did you say 2?
I think we have said 2 in the past.
I think it might be a 2.
It's 2
item
on
limit.
the Throwback.
It is for the Throwback for sure. And then I'm pretty sure it's also a limit for the exclusive. 2 per order.
2 per order. the exclusive, and tune in tomorrow because I will be doing a demo and showing you how to put that together. It's a really fun project. I really loved every one I've done. The one last year was really fun too. I mean, they've all been really fun, and I try to change them up so that they're a little bit different every year. But this one could be, I mean, one of my favorites.
I love it.
Maybe it's the doves that I really like.
Every year she comes out with a new one. I'm like, oh my gosh, I love it. It's so cute. It's so fun. Everybody, all the AI fans are going to absolutely go crazy over it. And it's so beautiful. Just look at it. And you can add stuff. So you could mask off these little pots if you want to and add something else.
Something different.
You could add birdhouses in here if you want to. You can add anything, maybe a little watering can down here. I kind of thought it would be fun to have like a little, tilt these and have a little waterfall coming out or something like that.
Cute.
Would be really cute. So you guys are super creative and you can find a way to sort of make this your own, and it's just darling as is, and you will get to see that tomorrow for Watercolor Wednesday.
And as always, everything goes with what you have. So this carries on the theme of the watercolor, as a collection. So of course, everything in it. Now you can see on here that it's only the stand and the pots and the birds that come with it. So all the foliage and flower, these are all things that you have in your collection. They're all going to work. They're all going to work with what you have in your stash of flowers and foliages and whatnot.
Yes, and I just had a question really quickly. The number for the Easy Project C Throwback is UM4273. UM4273 on the website, okay?
And then the throwback or the exclusive is EX 2021. So you can search that, but it should come up pretty easily, and it's probably somewhere easy to see on the website. You could always email Leah or call Leah. She will. She's always there to answer any questions too.
Yep.
And for the first time exclusive set, also available, yes, to the rest of the world.
Yes.
So our people in other countries have never been able to take our classes, and so they never had a chance to get an exclusive set.
Yes.
So these are collectors, you guys. These really are collectors.
Yes.
And if you, Kendra mentioned, you can go on, eBay and try to find them, but we look periodically, never see them. They really are collectors. So it is a really fun thing to have. We always told people in the classes, don't ever throw the packaging away. Keep the packaging because that's what makes it exclusive. Use the stamps by all means, but always keep the packaging because that's what makes it a collectible.
Yes. How exciting, you guys. I see lots of comments about people excited. Anyone have questions about the throwback or the exclusive set?
Somebody just asked to see the throwback again, and I'm going to be doing a demo on that. So that was
here's
Linda.
The throwback again. And then here is the exclusive. And if you already have this set and you order in the next 3 days, make sure you just put in the notes that you already have Easy Project C and you want to get the column, okay?
Debbie says they're never on eBay. I look almost daily.
Yeah.
They really are. That's what makes them collectibles, is people really hang on to these because they're really cool. So, okay. Are we ready to get to our project?
We are. So the queen herself is going to be doing the throwback project today, but it was so great to see you all. And if you're available tonight, I will be on for Back to Basics, 5 p.m. PST with a really, really fun project. So make sure to come back at 5 o'clock. All right, you guys. Mwah, I'll leave you to all the fun with the queen herself.
Okay, and I'm going to switch my camera over so that we can get onto our project here. And make sure I don't know why this is always so tricky for me. I've done this so many times, but I'm always just concerned I'm going to cut somebody off. Okay, here we go. Here we go, you guys. I'm just going to move this iPad a little bit out of the way so that you can see the project. Now, here is that little exclusive set that you're going to get with the throwback. And here is my version of the throwback now currently. So you can see the difference here. And this is what I mean by growth. Look at, my style has changed a lot, I think. I feel like I have better product. I feel like I have better foliages and flowers to use. I absolutely love these. And even after I was using them, I thought, wow, I still really love these things. These little vines that kind of grow up, but using them now with what I have also makes a huge difference. It really, really does. Now, I've made one slight adjustment to this set, and I really try not to do that, but we have released a set in the past that has this little covered bridge, and so I made this one just a little bit bigger, and I changed the windows a little bit. Now, if you don't have the other one, you're going to really like the changes that I made on this anyway. So, and if you do have the other one, now you have one that's a little bit different and a little bit bigger. So here is what we're going to do, but you can see how these two would go really well together. You could certainly add one of these little columns. This little fence also will work next to this column. So, and in this one, I was looking at this picture and I thought, I made this little scene, and this is from years and years and years ago, you guys. This is years ago. I made this little wrought iron fence, which I really love, but I thought, wonder why I closed that opening off. Wonder why I did that, because I made this cute path and this little covered bridge, and then I blocked the entrance. So I just changed that up a little bit, and I like that it's more versatile this way. So I just took 3 of the fence and just made a partial fence here. You could also do the same out here. So you could do 3 and 3. And have part of the fence over on the outside too. So lots of ideas with these, even with these older sets, they're still really, really versatile, especially since there are so many new things now to use with them. So many. Let me just show you what the simple scene would look like. So here's a simple scene. If you can look past this little covered bridge, but you can see how that would work perfectly in here. The little hills in the background, you could do just a small little structure back here, or you could do this covered bridge, and it actually lines up perfectly, doesn't it? So you could bring this little path around and walk right through into this little covered bridge. So they're really, really, and this is just the first one I grabbed. I'm not sure if the other ones would work. Probably they would, especially partials would work. So there are a lot of things now that you can use with these older sets, and I still love them. So you're going to get the covered bridge, the wrought iron. You're going to get this this little grass, which is this one right here. This little vine, which I included in here. I tried to use all of these into the project. That's what Kendra's been doing, and that's what I tried to do, is just use all of these into my composition. So I did do that. And then I did this one too, so you could see. So really, really fun, and just a blast, you guys. Just so much fun. So let's move these aside, and I'll show you what else I've used. Now, I didn't use the exclusive or the basic scene, but you certainly could. Okay, so in addition to what's in that set, I just used one of these little branches, the little one right here. I used the little grasses and the vine. And then in the large tree set, one of my favorite stamps now are these leaves, and I used the larger one in here. And then I've already pre-stamped my project just for time's sake, just so that we could get going right away. So let me just make sure. I feel like I'm kind of off the screen here a little bit. Let's make sure I'm straight here. I don't know about you guys, but that really bugs me when things aren't straight. Okay, here we go. So I have stamped this now onto my Canson watercolor paper. I've used my 2 basic colors, which I use 95% of the time. So the 565 and the 969. And I started with the blue first, and then I did the brown right over the top. And I actually stamped it off twice. Because there's a lot of foliage that is growing on here. So when you've got things hanging and twisting around, you don't want to fight with these lines. You don't want to stamp this really dark and have to see that line through there. I hate that. I would much rather stamp this really light and see that foliage and those flowers come right over the top and not see that that archway through there. And these are very small, thin lines because that's the whole concept of it, is that you can stamp, you know, and cover it and it not really show through. So let's start out by getting the little covered bridge back in here. And I'm going to just use a piece of Post-it tape and just cover one of these little columns because I want to kind of stamp this little covered bridge back in here a little bit. So I've got it right here. And I'm going to stamp it off. See, here's what I did. I stamped it off twice. See how dark this is? This is way too dark. You're going to see through that. And by the time you pull the color out of the lines, you're going to have a really, really dark color. So we want this to stay really, really light. So I'm going to ink this now in the two colors, the two basic colors. So the dark brown, 969. Actually, you know what? Let's do the blue first. I have started doing the blue first because it really saves my pen. When you do the brown first and the blue over the top, it muddies your blue up so much. And this actually works great. So blue over the top and then the dark brown right over the top of that. And then I'm going to use my positioner. Place my little shield in here and then stamp this right inside. So you can see I want to kind of tuck it in here and I'm going to stamp it probably about halfway. And I want to show some of those little windows. So I'm going to just put it right about, I think right about there, and just make sure it's straight. Take this away. And then I'm going to stamp this off. It's kind of off camera, but I'm going to stamp it off one more time onto my scrap paper. So this is also very light. That's just right. That is exactly what we want, this very, very light image. Okay, so now you can see it's kind of tucked back in here behind the column. And now we can start out by pulling the color out of the lines and adding our foliage in here. So I'm not going to do too much because I want to kind of add color and stuff to this after the vines are on. And again, that's because I don't want to stamp over too much color. So I'm just going to do a little bit just in here, just by pulling some of this color out. I need to get my brush a little wetter. So always dip your brush and pinch it off and just start by pulling the color out of the lines. And you can see how when you add color, when you add water to these little details, you're pushing back the background and you're bringing this detail forward. See how that looks like that's three-dimensional immediately. So you're not following the line. You're not tracing the line. You're pulling the color from the side. You know, this here, this is going to be darker. And then, you know, we're going to have a dark line here because we want this to look three-dimensional. See how that just really changed that and gave it sort of a, you know, I guess a ledge. Maybe that's a good word. And made it look like it's going back. It just makes it look three-dimensional, you know, when you do that. Just all these little things just really change everything up. And this little covered bridge as well. We're just kind of in the very beginning stages. Okay, so that's really all we have to do right now. We've sort of given this idea that this is going back into the background, and now we can add our foliages and our vines and everything on here. So I'm going to start out with this little branch. I just really love this little branch. I use it all the time. This would be one that I would probably consider a staple. And I'm just kind of tucking it around. Don't worry that we're not going to worry about that either. And I just hit that. That's going to get all blended up in here. So I'm just kind of making these little branches, you know, as they kind of go across. Don't hesitate to kind of turn your page. You know, you can do that. And maybe just a little bit over to the side. Like so. And then I'm going to take my green. This is my warm green. That was the cool green, by the way, that I used on that. It was the 249. So that's what I inked the little branch with. And now I'm going to just use the tip. Now this is the vine that's in the very first foliage set, and I'm just going to ink the tip. And that's for those of you who really want to know 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 leaves. Just a little bit like that. And I'm just going to kind of tap it in, just kind of on the end of these little branches. You know, turn your paper, because that really, it really helps to get, you know, so you're not turning your wrist. You know, we can kind of hang one down here, maybe like that, maybe over here. Put one over here. Not too many. You know, we don't really need too many in here. We still want to be able to see through. And you can always go back and add more. So, you know, once you start doing this, if you kind of start out with, you know, a little sparse, you can always go back and add a few more vines to it. So now I'm just going to add a little water now and just kind of jump my brush around and just kind of soften these lines. This is going to blend some of these lines that are in the column. It's going to blend some of these lines that are in the branch, and it's going to kind of bring it all together. It just really gives you a more three-dimensional look when you have a mix of color. Now we can also add some blue in here. So this is that dark blue. And I'm just going to take a little bit of this very lightly and add some blue in here. And, you know, by putting all this color in, we're really making this column white. You see how that kind of brings that out? That's how you create something white, is by, you know, surrounding it with color. That's the easiest way. You know, and I'm just, you know, dabbing. That's what I'm doing, just dabbing. So I'm kind of mixing a little of this blue into the background, into the leaves, and just bringing some of this color out. It kind of makes it look a little more abstract. It gives it a little more character, gives it a little more depth. I just love this look so much. And this is, to me, what makes it look like a painting. Put a little bit down in here and a little bit more around here. And you can, you know, obviously do as much of this as you want. Okay, so now I'm going to take a different color. So this is the 346. This is really a kind of a dark teal. It doesn't need to be this color, but just something different than what you've used. It could be just a really dark green, or maybe just a really bright green. And let's just put a little more color in here. Maybe let's tuck one back in here. This will add some more color and depth also. You know, always think about, you know, what would that look like if you were on a walk and you saw, you know, an archway and it was just full of greenery and leaves. What would it look like? It would have a lot of different colors of green in it. It really would. And let's take some of this little vine now. So this little guy here, and we can add as much of this as we want to. A little curly vine. So cute. Different, you know, different leaves, different vines. It's all going to make up this composition that is just so cute and looks like an actual painting. Now see, I'm dragging some of this light blue in too. You know, just kind of push this color around. You know, keep it light. Just pick a little bit and just kind of keep it light. Okay, so let's keep going here. And I'm going to now, I'm going to add some color now to this little covered bridge. and some foliage in the background. So I want to probably cover this so that I don't get that foliage on here because it's tucked in behind. It's tucked in behind. So in that case, we don't want to see anything overlapping. So this is just Post-it tape. This is always my kind of my go-to. And here's that little leaf. And I'm just taking this cool green. So this is the 249, and I'm just inking this kind of in the background. And you can turn this too. So that's really nice because it gives you a different look. You know, as you're stamping it. So now we can take this off. And we've got this tucked into the background. So cute. And of course, now we're just going to add the water to it. Just touch it. And you're going to get a lot of variation with color with this too, especially if you kind of stamped it over the top of itself. And now let's use that little grass. And you can see I brought this right down to the edge of that little covered bridge. So now let's put a little horizon in here, and we can do that with the grass. So this is the little tiny grass. And we're just going to kind of, you know, continue it over like this. And then maybe just kind of create this path as it comes down. And just kind of, you know, make this little grassy pathway, just like that. And then let's add a little color onto the path. This is the dark brown now. This is the 969. And I'm just going to put a little bit inside and then just drag a little bit out. Keep these paths light. If you leave some white in here, what that does is make it look like shadows. So just like that, let's add some shadow now inside here, because this is, you know, kind of turning. We're seeing this as an angle. So this would be dark inside here. And then over here, you know, we're going to have a shadow under here. And then back in here, this is going to be a shadow. There's little windows back there. And then let's just add a little color onto the roof, just lightly. Always leave that little highlight on the top, you guys. That's such a necessary part of doing these little structures. And again, you know, get in some darks and lights, because that's gonna look like shadows. It just looks like the trees are kind of hanging over and creating a cast shadow on here. And this, as you go inside, this is going to be darker in here. So I'm going to get my little twin tone now and really darken those windows. These little windows in here. And then actually maybe I'll just darken this a little bit here too. And I could really get that dark, you know, inside there. See how that just kind of makes that look like it just goes back in? And then I'm going to really darken this area inside. And this shadow here. Okay, that looks pretty good. looks pretty good. We don't have to do a lot to that. You really get the idea that this is all going back into the background. Put a little more green on here. And you could add, you know, lots more florals too, you know, if you want to. Lots more florals. Okay, remember last time, well, if you've watched any of the other tutorials, you can easily make some little branches in here and some trees into these little foliages. Okay, so just like that. Let's go on to the outside now, and we're going to do this area here. We're going to take this little grass, and let's take this cool green. And I'm just going to stamp it on kind of on top of itself and make it a little bit taller. And then I can add just a little bit over here as well. By the time you add the water to it, you're really extending these lines, and you can't tell that it's kind of stamped on top of itself. And just pull that color, you know, just keep pulling it up and out. Just up and out. And then it doesn't look like a stamp. And I'm just adding a little bit of blue now in here too. A little more sky. And this little shadow now, we can really darken this. Just add a dark blue line. It's just amazing what a dark blue line does for dimension. See how that just makes it look like it's just going back inside. And now we can add, you know, just a little bit more water to the columns. Now that we've kind of got all the details done here, we can add a little bit more of that. Okay, so let's add our florals in. This little guy right here, so cute. And you know, on the packaging, the sample shows that it's hanging, which is really cute. That's a really great way to use this. You can hang this down like a wisteria. So you have that option, and then you can also use it just like this. So you can just put it in here like, I don't know what this is. You know, I'm not a gardener, so I don't know, is this like a foxglove or something? Some of you gardeners out there, tell me what this is. And I'm not using the whole thing. I'm leaving the bottom off. And kind of making this a little taller up the column. This is such an easy project. And you know what, you guys, if you break it down, it's really simple. You know, how do you stamp grass? How do you stamp flowers? It comes down to just placement, you know, and following a few little tricks, you know, where to put those shadows in, which is what makes it look three-dimensional. It really, really does. And once you get that down, you know, these projects they're all similar. They all use the same rules. And if you do that, you're going to be successful. And who knew that you could be a watercolor painter? You can. You totally can. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. I'm going to now put a little shadow across the bottom where that gate would be, and where that, you know, where the shadow coming down from the arch would be. So we would have a little shadow here just coming straight down. So we kind of are creating a little horizon here. just like that. Now you could leave the you could leave that little gate off, but I think it adds a lot. It's so cute. And I like that it's versatile. I always go back in and just make a few little adjustments. In here like that. Okay, that looks good. So now let's get the gate in. This little guy right here, and I just stamped it in black. Normally I never do that, but I really think it needs to be black. And so that's what I did. I stamped it in black. But first, what we want to do is make sure we're covering the post. And actually what I did first was I made a little line here where it's going to sit. Because I've got so much color going on here, I couldn't see where the inside of the arch was. So here it is right here. And having that line there, I could line up my little gate, you know, along that line. So I'm going to cover now my post. And this is just Post-it tape. I'm going to cover my post because I don't want it stamped over the post. Now I can stamp over this little flower. That's totally fine. And then I'm going to just put another one here just in case, because I'm only using 3, so I don't want to stamp over the top of anything. I just want this area right here open. So I'm going to ink this up really dark, and then I'm going to use my positioner. And I'm just using a black, so this is an N25, just a plain old black. And I'm going to ink the whole thing, even though I'm not using the whole thing, because I'm going to use different sides. Stamp that into the corner. Now on this side, I'm going to use this part here. So you see where the line is here? So I'm just going to kind of sit this just a little bit below that line, just a tiny bit. And make sure it's straight. And I've got my masking paper in there, my Post-it paper. So I'm going to ink this up again. Just this part here that I'm going to use. Actually, this part. Huh. The back side. And then just, you know, hold it tight so it doesn't slip. And press that on. And we've got our little partial gate on there, so cute. And let's do the other one. And in this case, we're going to use these 3 and drop that down just a little bit too. Be right about there. Make sure it's straight. And then this time, I just need to ink these 3 here. Hold that tight. And stamp that on. You can see why I needed 2, because this kind of overlapped onto this little piece. Okay, that looks good. And you know, as soon as this is dry, I can erase that little line there with my eraser. And I'm just going to take my tiny, tiny little brush. So this is my number 1 brush. And just, you know, hit these little details here. You don't want to really follow these lines. Just hit the really light areas, you know, and it's okay if they're a little broken looking. It makes them look a little more natural. These little brushes really, for little details like this, they're so handy. Okay, so now I think this is dry, I hope. Yep. And shake that off. That looks good. And I'm just going to take my brush now and just pull some of this color out. There we go. Absolutely the simplest thing. I think that's pretty good, you guys. Do you see anything I missed here? I think that looks pretty good. You could add some little, you know what? Let's put a few of these little, let's put a few more of these guys in. Just to kind of add a little more detail here. Something about these little scraggly branches, just really cute. Okay, I think that looks really good. So I am going to sign and date this one. If you have purchased this or are going to purchase this set and you would like to have this sample, I will happily give it away. So if you want it, just put that in your comments. And we will pick a winner for this one as well. And if you get a little smudge like this, you know, your little handy eraser, if you don't have one of these, they're very inexpensive. We have them on our website, and they will clean up any smudges that you have. They're so handy. I use mine all the time because I'm always getting smudges on there from my fingers. And this just takes it right off. Okay, there we go. There is the project, just super simple. And don't forget your little freebie. Now, if you order the throwback set, you will get this automatically. You will automatically get this. And how cute would this be? You could put this on the front of your card, and then on the inside with a little sentiment, you could do a little simple version like this one. I think that would be so cute. And the fence will work, see, with this one as well. So you could do 2 of these inside the fence and then crawl up your vines and everything. I mean, we could spend a week on this. It would just be so cute. And, you know, or just do, you know, 2 or 3, or do 2 on each side, you know, like this. That would be so cute and really simple. You know, these little projects that just take a few minutes. Here's the same one. So here's that branch, just a duplicate of you know, this branch and foliage. And then I just put the little flowers in that one. Put a little pot on top with some grass, and it's done. Really, really cute. So these two really go well together. You could use them together. If you've already got this set, remember, if you've already purchased this in the past, in your next order, in the next 3 days, be sure to say that in the notes, and we will send you this free. We'll send you the little exclusive. So I'm going to flip my camera back around now. And say my goodbyes to all of you. I hope you like that project, you guys. This Easy Project C was one of my favorites. It just, you know, I had it for so long and it was just time to retire it. So it's been gone for quite a number of years, and it is back now for 3 days. So if you would like to have it, you can get it right now on our website, as well as the exclusive. So tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific time, we're going to be doing this project. This is the exclusive. Now, this is the one that you cannot purchase. This is for 2021. And this is the exclusive set, one time only this year. And it is available for all of our, you know, out of the country people who've never been able to take a class. You can get this set. So you guys, let me just see if there's any other questions or anything else. I will go back through here and just, you know, make sure I haven't missed any questions. Again, if you would like to have that original, please put that in the comments. We'll happily pick a winner, and it might be you. So maybe that will be some inspiration for you. So this tutorial will of course stay archived on Facebook. It'll be archived on here so that you can go back and check it out. So I will say goodbye to everyone. Carolyn says, thank you. You're welcome, Carolyn. Thank you so much. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm going to post this on the Facebook now. So I will see you guys all tomorrow morning. Hope you join me at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning, and we will put that exclusive together. So thank you, everyone, and I'll see you tomorrow.